I'm finishing the last of my Screwball peanut butter whiskey that came all the way from Texas. But that's not what I wanted to tell you about. I'm excited for this party that I'm going out to today. At first, I was going to go with a friend because I sent it to a friend. She said, that sounds cool. But she said it in a French slang way. So I thought she got a ticket. She did not get a ticket. I told another friend about it. By then, the tickets were sold out. And I thought about not going. But then I was like, fuck no. I'm going to this party. It's sold out. It's going to be a great time. It's women only. And it's also, or like women identifying, right? But everything about this party seems like it's about sex. And you know what happened with the last one at the Devil Strip Club or whatever. And I'm not against it, but I don't know what I'm walking into. And the reason I'm a bit hesitant about it is because everything on this story on Instagram today seems so sexual. So sexual. And you're probably like, Brie, oh, they're just like hyping it up or whatever. There's no way they're having sex in La Machine du Moulin Rouge. And I believe you. I do. But at the same time, this is the same club where the night I met my husband, this other man was just biting me on my shoulder. We did not have communication. He just starts biting me on my fucking shoulder, and I had to run away from him when he kept trying to find my shoulder, like in the lost days. And that same night, this girl just grabs me and kisses me on the cheek, but she so grabs me, just puts her lips on my face. Not in a, hey, bonjour type of way, in a, like, I want to put my lips on your face type of way. And this is on a normal night where everything advertised about it was not about sex. And then, you know, the whole French kiss thing, but specifically about the fact that you can walk around Paris and you may or may not feel like you're in the intro of a porno because of the way that these people are kissing each other. And I just want to dance. I'm going to see what it's like. Maybe they're just having fun in the flyers and things, but I'm going to see what it's like. I don't think I'll be bothered too much because it's women only, but I could be proven wrong. Right now I'm packing my bag, but only the essentials because I'm bringing a really tiny bag. And I bought these tights today. I'm going to show them to you. They're so freaking cute, but that means I don't have any pockets. You know, normally I start packing before I start drinking, but I thought I could do it, and I still believe in myself. And something that I love to do is give out stickers. So I need to make sure I have enough stickers. I'm going to show them to you. Hold on. So we got this cute flower, right? What else do we got? We got this one. You've been blessed by the Empower flowers. They're basically all different variations of flowers. I have some smaller ones. And then I have some new ones because a friend designed a logo for me. She's a really cool street artist in London. And I was like, can you draw me a flower? And she did. Definitely need earplugs, but I don't know where those flower stickers are. Maybe I gave them all away. So this type of place, like I've said, I've been before, and I know they're really particular. Like, I know there is no way that I will be able to enjoy a joint at this place. They have one of those indoor cancer rooms somewhere. And they're really particular about the smell of weed. And they're also particular about, you know, this would be a good time for a pen, but the pen stopped working. I had this one faithful pen that I got for free at this event. It was like, I don't know, I guess a market, and they had a piñata, and I injured my pinky diving in because I get so competitive, and I got a shroom bar and I got this pen, and this pen lasted me so long. It made it with me to so many places in the world, and every pen has never lived up to that free pen that was not marked. And you're probably like, oh, it's not marked as THC, it's probably not safe. It worked just fine, and it was amazing to fly with because it didn't say anything on it. It could have just been a vape. But I don't have a pen. And I have plans tomorrow, so I don't want to indulge in an edible. So I guess I'll just have to drink. And you know, I do make videos about not feeling the need to drink when you go out, and I have both my days, you know. And I think it's really nice to be able to have the control to know when you want to drink and when you don't want to drink, and to not feel like you're missing out, to feel like you're, I don't know, like you're just happy with the way that things are going and not needing to use a drink to make you feel a certain way or whatever. But this is a special occasion, and Will was trying to get rid of these martini glasses, and I feel like I needed to make an excuse to use it to prove that, no, we should keep them. They're so fun. And you know, one of my favorite clubs in Houston was this lesbian bar, but they never advertised it with all this sex. You like how my Texan accent slipped out there? I don't think I'm going to last that long, if I'm being honest. I have plans to be somewhere outside of Paris by 1 tomorrow, which is quite early. So bag is packed. We are ready to go. But before we go, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and get this channel up and running. I would really appreciate the support. It's free. It helps new people discover the videos, and I really do love going out in Paris and just searching for what is going on and what is worth time, money, and energy. I have good faith in this one. This one I think was 15 euros, maybe 20 euros, which is what I would expect for this venue. So let's see what it is. My tights came out so cute, you guys. I have to show you. So cute! Ah! Obsessed. I'm excited to tell you about La Machine because, like I said, this is a place where I met my husband. This is also the place where I remember I made a video and I was like, I got punched twice in the face last night, and a friend told me they saw it like on their feed, and they're like, oh my God, what happened? And then I said, I got punched in the face at La Machine, and they were like, oh, well. So that tells you a lot about this place. Nothing like that happened this night, thankfully. And I don't really even go to this place unless I really want to go, because sometimes it can be a bit annoying. It could get really crowded and the security can be annoying at times, but this time they were fine. And I think it has something to do with it was only women, because we don't cause problems. This was such a fun party. It took everything in me to leave. I tried so hard. And, you know, eventually I was able to leave because they started playing that music where it's like, find your person to go home with. And I already had my person at home. But I tried to leave so many times. I was so tired. At some points, I was just sitting in a corner. They had plenty of seating, by the way, which was amazing. And I'm going to tell you all about the night, because this is not my first time going to La Machine, but this is my first time going where it was only in the downstairs part, because normally it's 2 rooms. But at the same time, they had some kind of concert going on in the other room, and the music types were completely different types of crowds, to the point where I showed up and I followed these girls in line, and I was like, I don't think we're going to the same thing. But I didn't want to be judgmental, but I was right. We were not going to the same event at all. Getting in was actually a lot easier than the previous times I had been. I had opened my bag and the woman searched it a bit, but she didn't even look that hard, honestly. And she kind of patted me down, but not really. But other times that I've been to this place, I remember I was in line with some friends and someone was smoking a cigarette in the line, and the security person was like, you need to put out your cigarettes. And they were like just drunk and not putting out their cigarette, or going to stand in the line just next to the line with the cigarette. And it turned into this whole ordeal to where I was like, I don't know if they're going to get in because of the cigarette issue. And I just wouldn't expect this from the French, because everyone knows that they're always smoking. But because I was going by myself and I don't smoke cigarettes, I didn't have any problem getting in. The security inside, honestly, was a bit more relaxed as well. It was like I I did see a security man walking around with a flashlight, but he wasn't necessarily on the dance floor. He was just, this whole flashlight thing, I can't really wrap my head around it. I think it's some kind of like power trip that they have going on, but at least it wasn't on the dance floor. And the only men that I did see were working. So that was a really nice dynamic to be a part of. Something that I did not get the memo on, even though I was looking at the stories and I saw everything, I wore way too many clothes. And it was partly because it was cold outside. Because when they were advertising for the party, they're like, summer is here, blah, blah, blah. And I'm sure when they posted that, it was a hot week and the sun was out. But at this time, it was cold. Not winter cold, but cold enough to not call it summer. But it seems like everyone was just taking off their clothes at the coat check when they walked in. Like when I went to that party at Surprise with Syria. And I didn't catch that memo. Or I would have just accordingly, because I saw bikinis, I saw so much crochet. It was like so much skin to the point where the next one, I am fully prepared because I already have all of these clothes. These are the clothes that I normally wear. The crowd was so much fun. It honestly felt like I was in a music video. And at some point, I definitely saw a corner set up where it was like a ring light or some kind of light and video cameras going off and girls just dancing in corners. You could tell it was for some kind of video. And I was like, this is so much fun. Everyone was dancing. Everyone was having a good time. There was even a split and wine contest at some point, which was really fun to watch. And something that was interesting, I guess, is the fact that, you know, there's a lack of personal space once you step outside of the States. And I remember I was taking a break, leaning on a rail, like watching the dance floor. We're just like taking a breather. And these two girls come over to me and they're just having a good time dancing on each other, all these things. I'm like, all right, cool. Then, okay, so I'm going to paint a picture for you. This is a wall. This is a wall. And I'm standing right next to the wall and there's space here. This woman comes up to me where I am, comes right here, throws her leg up, takes up this entire space, and then just starts shaking her ass so hard to where she's like basically leaning on me so close, but she's not touching me. It's like this much space. And I'm just here against this wall like, you think you had enough space for this? Because I think she did. Because then at some point, the other girl comes up behind her and I'm just like trying to like scooch out of the way because there's just no need to be that close. But that was just so funny to me. Funny in a way of like, oh, it's funny over there, not when it's like right here. The music was so fun. It was like bouillon, chata, dancehall. And at some points they were playing quite a bit of Rihanna, which I love because I know so many of her songs, even though I don't really know the lyrics to songs. And then afterwards they would play other songs that I didn't know, but people were singing along and it was just such a fun vibe. The sound system's decent because it's a proper club. The lights were dark and moody. They're nothing like in the big room because if you're going for an event where it describes it as things are happening in both rooms, you might need sunglasses for the big room because it can be like a bit intense at times. I think I have a video that I can find that I can show you. The ambiance was so fun with the MC, girls twerking everywhere. There were even some grandmas in the crowd. I don't know if they're grandmas, but they felt like grandmas. And I just really appreciate when you see people of all ages on the dance floor, except the young ones. But the old ones, I appreciate that. I did see lots of people vaping, and you know, I still have not seen the smoking room at this place. I've been here and at least 3 times, and I still have not seen the smoke room. Not that I need to go, I'm sure it's not that great. But it reminds me about how one time I went with Will, and you know how they roll their cigarettes here. So he's rolling a cigarette, puts it in his mouth, goes to the toilet to go pee to like so we can leave. So his cigarette's just ready to go. And he still talks about how they just shined the flashlight on him while he was peeing and being like, what is that in your mouth? Blah, 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 blah. But in French, of course. It's just so aggressive. Clearly there was no smoke coming out, but yeah, you can't smoke here. Because there are some places where you can smoke inside and get away with it, but this is not the place. I wouldn't say that. And I got a picture of the bar prices, and I got a glass of Ricard because, I don't know, it's just easy. I don't have to think about what I actually want because What I really want is tequila, but you cannot order tequila just out in Paris at any place. It is disgusting. It is not tequila. I don't know what they're serving people. It's nasty. So I just get the Ricard. And the fact that I'm saying Ricard shows you how nasty that tequila must be, because this is just what, licorice flavored, star anise or something. And for some reason, even though this was an all-girls party, they didn't have any trash cans in the bathroom stalls, nor did they have soap. So that was kind of annoying. But that was the most annoying thing for the night. So in the end, I think it was a great night. I would 1000% recommend Pulse if this is your style of music, if you want to dress how you want and not be bothered, and just have a good time. It was such a good energy. And this was really nice. It was at La Machine. I think the next one is also at La Machine. But whenever you're walking, going east from this venue, if you just walk down for a bit, there are so many places that were open at like 5 in the morning to get food. And it wasn't like, I don't know, boring French food. It was something with flavor. So that's a nice perk as well. So I hope you enjoyed this video and that you will follow Pulse if they interest you. Now you know a bit more about La Machine. And you know, as soon as I walked out, because I didn't have phone service in the downstairs room all night, I was texting people. I was like, you got to come to this one. You got to come to this next one. This is what we were looking for. Because when I made the video about La Bronx, it didn't really do me what I was looking for. So I'm happy I found Pulse. I'm happy to keep exploring. And if you want to know more about Paris nightlife and see which party organizers, DJ collectives, venues are worth your time, money, and energy, then subscribe. And I'll see you in the next video.